Welcome to another episode of CrossFit Expeditions video blog. My name's Gabe West, and today I'll be talking about weight loss versus fat loss and why you should get rid of your scale. So to get started, there's this common misconception out there that muscle weighs more than fat, and that simply isn't true. And to prove my point, if you have 1 pound of muscle and 1 pound of fat, you still have 1 pound. But muscle is more dense than fat. And if muscle is more dense than fat, what that means is that it takes up less of this, less volume or less space. Now, when people say they want to lose weight, usually what they're looking for is to look leaner, right? So if they're trying to look leaner, they don't necessarily need to lose weight to do so, which is what I'm going to get at today. So just for an example, if you have 2 people who are 175 pounds each, and one person is 5% body fat, and the other person is 30% body fat, the person who's 5% body fat is going to look much leaner due to the density of muscle. So to prove my point, I put together this little visual for you. And according to W. Larry Kenney, Jack H. Wilmore, and David L. Costle's book, Physiology of Sport and Exercise, the 5th edition, the average density of fat is 0.9 grams per milliliter, and the average density of muscle is 1.1 grams per milliliter. So what I was saying earlier about muscle being more dense than fat holds true according to this book that I'm referencing here. But since most of us aren't familiar with these units, grams per milliliter, I went ahead and converted them to some units that we are more familiar with. So if you go ahead and you take this 0.9 grams per milliliter, and we know that there's 1,000 milliliters inside a liter, you just multiply that by 1,000, and you know there's 900 grams of fat that could fit in a 1 liter container. Now, most of us aren't familiar with grams either, so I converted grams into pounds. There's approximately 453 grams inside a pound, so I divided this by 453. It gives you 1.98 pounds per liter of fat, which comes out to being able to fit roughly 2 pounds of fat inside a 1 liter container. I did the exact same thing for muscle here for those of you who are wanting to follow along and check my math. But what this means is that if you were to put 2 pounds of fat inside a liter, it would completely fill up the container here. But if you put 2 pounds of muscle, there would still be some room to go. Okay? So what am I saying? What I'm saying is rather than trying to get that leaner appearance by losing weight, you should be trying to get that leaner appearance by changing your body composition, meaning changing the ratio of lean muscle mass to fat mass. So if you're someone who has maybe had a weight loss goal in the past, and let's say you worked out for 4 weeks straight and you didn't see the scale budge, maybe you got discouraged and you stopped. But for all you know, you could have lost fat, and maybe you put on a few pounds of lean muscle mass. And if you did that, you were actually on the way to looking leaner. You were on your way to your goal. But you got discouraged by that number on the scale. So the takeaway message from this is to throw away your scale and don't base your self-worth on that number. The scale really doesn't tell you a whole lot about your health or about your fitness levels. And it sure as heck doesn't tell you much about your body composition either. So rather than going off of the scale, go off of body composition. Have a trainer that you know and trust give you a caliper test, the skin fold test, where they pinch on a few different spots of your body and they give you the numbers, and that way you can track your progress that way to see if you have more muscle and less fat, because if you do, you are on your way to looking leaner for sure. If you guys like this video, go check out our blog at CrossFitExpedition.com. Follow us at CrossFit Expedition on Instagram, maybe give us a like on our Facebook page, and I'll see you next time for more content just like this. Cheers.